they lost that first game, like I said, they got better and better, haven't lost since, so they're gonna give their best punch here to the Chinese.
Good evening and welcome to the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup here in Sydney, Australia. It's semi-final action. China taking on Australia. Shona Thorburn alongside Azania Stewart as Wong open missed layup, and now Whitcomb pushing the ball for Australia.
Well, that's interesting, her missing that.
And a little floater off the mark, but it's going to go to China as a hustle for the boards.
And maybe both teams a little excited. We see a quick shot from
I'm excited.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Maybe they are too. And Whitcomb misses. So both teams haven't ticked over the scoreboard yet.
Huang, backdoor pass, and no help side defense leads to a wide open layup there by Wong.
It's rocking in here, Shona. I'm telling you, it's so loud in here.
As Magbegor falls hard to the ground, kicks it out, ball still rolling, ends up in the hands of Whitcomb. Magbegor gets it back, goes right at Lee.
Oh, I love that for Izzy. She slips over, pretty much face plants, gets back up, and finishes the layup. Well done.
It's semifinals, you're gonna sacrifice your body, right?
Yeah, you gotta get up.
Wong to Huang, off the front of the iron, and Magbegor comes up with the rebound. Talbot, we didn't even mention her. How well has she been defensively as she misses that reverse layup?
Yeah, she's been tough. She's known for her defense, but she is slowly but surely getting some good offensive looks.
Wong to Huang in the corner. She missed the first, misses that one, and it's gonna be an over-the-back rebounding call going against Lee Yuiru.
And here we see the foul. And we forgot also to mention, these teams know each other well, right? They've played each other in the warm-up to this tournament. They play each other in the Oceanas. You know, they know each other very, very well.
Tolo. Out to Talbot. She's going to stop at the three-point range, and that hits nothing but nets.
I need some of those glasses. I just see boom for that shot. Great hit from Talbot.
Young, the captain. Nice crossover as she just beats everyone to the basket.
That's pretty, really pretty nice move.
Whitcomb is picked off by Huang, but Tolo dives on the ball. And it's going to be a jump ball call, so it will stray Australia ball. And already early in this game, we have seen from both teams players diving to the floor.
You really have to. It's so important. You sacrifice your body. You've got to get extra possessions. You need those 50-50 balls.
Magbegor hands it off to Talbot. Talbot just draws the contact. And she's going to earn herself a trip to the free throw line.
And here you see the foul really crossing off her pathway, and good job to get that shot up. And that's where Talbot, for me, is so good. Shona, she wheels that one, tries to get that one. She's so fast, she's so athletic. She really slashes her way into the basket.
And she goes 1 of 2 at the stripe. Lee. They go back inside to Lee. Nice defense here. Well, the Chinese fans would have been screaming had she made that. But great defense by Tolo. Talbot gives it to Blitzavs. Patience here by the Opals. And now Whitcomb penetrates, loses the ball, and it's gonna go back to China. She wants a foul. I didn't see much of a foul. I think she just tripped.
Let's have a look. We get to see the replay.
It was a reach-in, but it was a lot of ball. Well, they're gonna say it was actually last touch by China, so 0.8 seconds on the shot clock, and ball will stay with Australia. Magbegor, how about that? Beautiful. Nice little play there by the Opals.
No doubt they've practiced that one, shown a perfect back screen with under a second. Izzy gets the shot up.
Young uses the backboard, and nice start here by her. We need to make up those 16 points by Li Meng, who's not playing here tonight. And great start by number 7, the captain, Yang Li Wei, so far for China. Whitcomb gets it inside to Blitzavs. She kicks it out to Tolo. Tolo uses the backboard. It's no good, but it's going to be a fight for the rebound.
And the arrow goes to China. Possession arrow.
That's a tough shot.
Yes. She's definitely looking to be more aggressive, you're right. She needs to pick up the slack.
And Wang was open. Kicks it to Huang, and it's gonna be a China turnover. So good job defensively. I thought Wang was actually number 5. She had a nice little penetration.
Yeah. And Coach Wei is not gonna be happy about that as she crosses her arms.
Whitcomb, three-point shot off the mark. And ball's gonna go to China. And there you see the taller Talbot on Wang, the point guard for China. Young. No good. And Talbot comes up with the rebound. And now Australia pushing the tempo, and that foul at the half court is gonna go against Mariana Tolo.
Yeah, Sandy is not happy with that. Let's see this screen though. Maybe a little bit of a sliding hit, maybe. But I've spoken about this time after time. Referees are all over screens. If they're not set, if they're not solid, they're calling the offensive foul.
Wang. That time she drives. Nice hands by Talbot. And look at this, Magbegor running the floor hard, but great job getting back on defense, and coming up with the steal is Young.
And maybe Izzy shouldn't have put that ball down. She should have just taken her 2 steps right into her layup.
Huang. And she is good.
Yeah, she's really been feeling it the last 2 games, finding herself wide open. She's averaging 9.2 points a game.
Well, that three-point shot is good by Whitcomb. Well, I think they might be checking. Was it a 2 or a 3, Zania?
Let's have a look. We get to see the instant replay. That's a 3. Oh, look, it's right behind.
And I'm not sure if that's the scouting report on Whitcomb, but if you are young, number 7, I'm not sure I would go under an on-ball screen.
Absolutely not.
With Sammy Whitcomb up top.
You go under and she'll hit you every single time with a three-point shot like she just did.
Well, she checks out, so maybe her coach isn't too happy, and that wasn't part of the scouting report as Wu Tong Tong checks in.
Wu Tong Tong's in the game.
Lee, no touches around the rim yet for her. Huang to Huang. Now they go inside to Lee. Yueru. Nice spin move. Goodness me. What a spin move by Lee.
Put Tola in the washing machine there. And nice finish and good touch.
Talbot. Imagine in for the game, into the game, as well as Beck Allen. So that's a good sign if you're an Opals fan. Imagine thought about the 3, drive, step through, tough layup. George fighting for the rebound. And I think that foul is gonna go against number 10 of China, who is getting the start over Li Meng, number 9, who is not in the building, folks.
And that was a good job here by George. Look, she just gets one hand because the other one is tied up. Well, we haven't seen Jin in a long time. Shona, has she didn't play yesterday.
No.
So Coach Wei emptying out her bench, maybe in frustration of her players.
Oh, I've talked all tournament long that I think China has one of the deepest benches in this competition, and we are seeing it early here tonight. George's shot off the rim. Talbot, quick shot after that offensive rebound. She had time to pull it out as Wang now pushes the tempo. She gets it back. Wang to Lee, and Lee showing her range but isn't able to score.
Good defense there by Australia, I thought. That was a good solid. That's who you want to shoot.
George, we know she can shoot from outside as Beck Allen goes back door, finds Talbot. And now Magin to George. Nice backdoor cut to Talbot. What a play by the Opals.
Really beautiful play. That actually gave me goosebumps, how pretty that was. Great backdoor, right on the money. George to Talbot.
Lee somehow makes a tough basket under Tolo.
Wow, scoops that one in. She's done 2 scoops now. She's ready for some ice cream.
Typically a player who wants to go to her left hand, even though she is right-handed, as Tolo dribbles that off her foot. And Jin comes up with the rebound, or the steal, excuse me. Wu. Up to Lee. Now Wang, penetration, she's stripped, but Huang ends up with the ball. Her three-point shot is off the mark. And George just sprinting out in front of everyone, but she can't finish. The easy, open, fast break layup. So China got lucky.
Yes, very lucky. She was going way too fast for her own good.
Huang. Little step back three-point shot. Almost rolls in, gets a friendly bounce, but bounces out. And now Talbot says, whew, let's slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, thanks, Talbot, because I need to take a breath too.
Imagine getting some early minutes here for Australia. Tough layup, good defense, and it's a 5-on-4. But Imagine hustles back, and look at this. Lee just had Tolo pinned underneath the basket, but wasn't able to score. And both these teams, the last few possessions down, have seemed tired.
Yeah, might need, well, it's only 40 seconds.
Oh, Tolo misses an easy one. Now she's just playing with herself. Missed opportunities, and China just not finishing the play. As you see, Tolo bent over, hands on her knees, and a missed opportunity for her. Look at this.
And these gimmies, you're never going to get 2 looks at the basket. And you just said these teams are so tired. And I think that is evident and proof that she's bent over there and gets a sub as Lauren Jackson comes in.
Well, this is the 7th game in 9 days for both these teams. Jackson, the GOAT of women's basketball. I was going to say Australian basketball, but of women's basketball.
Period, you're right. If you don't know who Lauren Jackson is, she is a fantastic, pretty much medaled across WNBA with the Opals. It's been incredible, and to see her back after 6 years of being retired.
Averaging just under 7 points a game in limited minutes for this Opals team.
And it's really nice. Once, I bet you, Jackson, they have this little screen, kind of a flare screen for her, and get her first shot, and it's usually a 3-point shot.
Right, off that horns action, yeah.
She comes in right away. But China is over the limit now, so with that foul, Whitcomb will go to the line.
Yeah, you said it, 41 years old, has pretty much won everything
possible
you could imagine possible. She made a comeback. She said she wanted to do it for her 2 kids. She has 2 beautiful boys. And what a tournament she has had. I don't think anyone would have imagined.
Yeah, and that 41 to come back, that's so difficult.
Wong goes right at Jackson. Jackson reaches in, she is going to be called for the foul, but that's okay because there's 11 seconds left in this quarter. It's only the 2nd team foul. That's the kind of veteran move that we have seen Jackson do all tournament long. And when she fouls, she makes sure the player does not score.
Yeah, you're not getting the shot up, let alone scoring. So good job by Jackson to make her earn it from the line.
Well, it's a shooting foul. I thought it was going to be on the ground as Wong misses the first of 2.
And talking about Jackson, she's now playing Shona in her 4th World Cup semi-final. She's joint high all-time alongside Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi. Now those are 2 amazing players, also finally retired from USA.
6 seconds, backdoor cut. They find Wallace in the corner. Her 3-point shot is off. Jackson there for the offensive rebound. Not able to put the putback in, but what a great first quarter of action by both these teams as Australia are up 2 after 10 minutes of play. 15-13, and excuse me, they're actually calling a foul on that rebound. Maybe we'll get a replay here. Look at this. What do you think? Well, she got it off in time, and they're saying, and when you see the referee at the back in the right-hand side there, with 0.2 seconds left, she got it off. It's a foul, so she's going to get to go to the free throw line for 2 shot attempts.
It's the right call.
Yeah.
It's late, but we've seen referee calls late. It just so happened to be it's the end of the quarter.
And it's so loud in here.
It's so loud in here as the crowd boos, but still quiet and real. As the LJ, we love you. And she hits both, Shona. She don't care. She's been booed many occasions. Ice in the veins.
So that will do it now. At the end of 10 minutes, Australia are leading China 17-13.
Well, you've been bent over, I've been sweating, I've got goose pimples, I'm shouting. 21%, 3 from 14. We spoke about for Australia, we spoke about maybe tired legs, and 0 from 4 from the 3-point line. We get to see the best plays of the first quarter, and man, that was action-packed. Australia really doing a good job, moving the ball beautifully, really sharing the basketball, playing good team basketball. If they can just finish those little bunnies around the rim, they're up maybe a few more points, 6 points maybe. But yeah, great first quarter for me. I really enjoyed that.
I agree with you, Xenia. Exciting, aggressive, tough defense on both ends of the court. How about this, though? We saw one of the best players easily for China is out tonight, Li Mang, number 9. Not sure. We believe that she's sick. We've been told she might be sick. So not going to speculate. Don't really know what else is going on. But number 14, Li Yueru, she does have 4 points, 2 of 5 shooting, but she only had about 3 touches around the basket, where normally, especially to start a game, they are constantly going into her. And I think the defense of Australia has made China have to go to other players.
Yeah, I would agree with you, especially go ahead and download your app for the court side to keep up with the stats. I think I've got to give my hat to Tolo, really pushing her out of her comfort zone, making her have to score really difficult shots. She's making some really tough ones, as we see Brianna Stewart there, lovely moment with her wife and daughter. She's having to score really, you know, she went in a spin cycle. She had to score a scoop layup. So she'll go to the bench anyway, and Hang Xu now comes in.
Well, maybe a slow start for China. They've only scored 13 points in this first quarter, as second quarter action underway. And again, China going to their bench, as you see number 12 check into the game for them as well. Pan, she's played a few minutes for them throughout this tournament. Wang to Hanchu. And she has one of the best looking shots
She does.
of any big I have ever seen play basketball, man or woman.
Yeah, she's 6'9", and she keeps the ball very high.
Beck Allen, first shot attempt off the mark. Jackson there with the offensive rebound, gets it out to Whitcomb. Her three-point shot, as she knows Hanchu very well, as they play with each other and for Sandy Brondello in New York.
Yes, they do, and that shot's oh so pretty.
Well, guess what?
Right back at ya.
CU says I can do it too.
Right back at ya.
The fight for the ball is going to go back to China. As Lauren Jackson goes right up against the outstretched arms of Hanchu. And good defensive stance there by China as they get the ball back. And again, Azania, they're trailing Australia by 2, but they're missing Li Mong.
Yeah.
And Hanchu again showing her range. She can step out to the three-point line. And uncharacteristic little pump of the fist by her.
She knows how important this game is to make it to the finals. And also with Lauren Jackson sucking into the defense, she's got that wide open jumper. Whitcomb.
Wow, Whitcomb has come out here tonight, as she now has 11 points for them early in this game. What do you think about that?
Beautiful pass also from Beck Allen to her to find her wide open.
I mentioned it, she can shoot them 3, and Lauren Jackson knows that as well, as she has to get out and ends up fouling Hanchu, so she's gonna go to the free throw line for 3 attempts, I believe.
Listen, and Hanchu, yep, that is a foul. You hit her shooting hand, her face, her body, and you don't let her land. So referee is all over it, but Hanchu does shoot the 3, so it's not like, you know, that's out of her, I guess, repertoire or skill range. And there is a fine example of her shooting form at the free throw line.
Yeah, you said it. A great opportunity to watch her shooting form as she's shooting the free throws.
Yep, really beautiful shot. Nice spin and rotation, and guess what? She ties up the game.
And the Chinese fans are excited to see that as she makes 3 of 3 from the free throw line. George now gets it up to Wallace. They go inside to Ezzy, reverse layup, no good.
And that rims in and out, but good choice to use the reverse layup.
Wong, a little bit of patience, gives it up to Yang. She gets it back. That's going to be a three-point shot attempt, and it hits nothing but net.
The captain is leading this ship right now. She is showing up. She's got 7 points.
Whitcomb, can she answer? Back iron, fight for the rebound. As Wong comes up with it. She goes inside, we've seen the range. Can we see the inside game? Not if the block party queen has anything to say about it.
Oh, I love that, Shona, the block party queen. I told you she nearly averages 5 blocks a game, and that's one of them. Love it.
Wallace now to George, little pick and pop. Great job, you mentioned it before the game. George, that awesome game last night in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, she's big for Australia. She comes off the bench.
Yang Li Wei, the captain, with a spin move, no good. Offensive rebound by Han Chu. She doesn't miss when she is that close to the rim.
No, good job by Hung, keeping the ball high. She's got 9 points, Shona. This is a back and forth contest.
We knew it was gonna be a good game, Azania. Wallace, Magbegor drives, nowhere really to go, and that's a block by Hong.
A bit of
Jin
payback
to Pan as she hands it off to the captain. Nice pass. Wong off the glass high as Magbegor fouls her, so she'll go to the free throw line for 2.
Yeah, Magbegor there trying to get the block, but it's too much of a swap down, slapping motion. The referees always call that here. This was the nice block earlier. And then George's little 15-footer, beautiful, nothing but net. She loves it with a little glitter on the face. That's pretty. Can I get some of that?
So it's gonna be a timeout called as the score 28-25 China over Australia. Let's listen in to Coach Brondello.
You're going over hard, you can't shoot over her. Just keep dribbling out. Okay? And we got to fill earlier behind. Okay? They might deny you, but just keep filling earlier behind as much as we can here. Okay? Now, got to have good closeouts. You're trying to dribble downhill. Only remember to stunt to the ball, get back. Don't stunt to the basket. You're dribbling open threes here. Okay? Mixing it up. Who's got it in? Run some elbow if we bring it up. Run some elbow. Okay? So let's get someone, or even the horns down, but the elbow will be good. Let's get you guys in it and do a lot of variety. Run your chest action, the movement action. Okay? Right now we are an elbow. You go, we're elbow. Tell them to stop. Semi. Fine. Let's move it out. That's the opposite. Okay? So you can do here, you can cut up here, you can screen her and play, but fill behind.
Wow. Well, you need a lot of concentration in that timeout because a lot of information, as you get to see Chelsea Gray there, a lot of information of offense. Hey, we can run this, we can run that, make sure we're cutting. And there's Plum, as she watches on as they've already stamped their ticket to the final. That was an intense timeout. I really enjoyed that. I felt like I was a player listening in.
Yeah, you see the USA players, they punched their ticket win over Canada before this game. So they know that they're gonna be playing one of these two teams.
And with such a quick turnaround, a live scout is the best way to scout. They play less than 24 hours. You've got to watch this game and maybe see who you'll match up to, see if you can see some plays. A live scout is the best thing you can do with such a quick turnaround.
Well, the China fans are happy as they now see their team up 5 as Wang Siyu gets to go to the bench, and Li Yuan, who was great for them yesterday, checks in, number 4.
Oh, yeah, she was. She had some fantastic minutes.
Whitcomb, penetration, reverse layup, avoids getting blocked.
Wow, that was a nice drive. Really used and protected herself with the basket because Hung was coming over to block that shot. On the line, yep. And then good flexing defense from Whitcomb there. Doing it on both ends here, look, pushes her out. Yep, and she tiptoes that line and she is out of bounds. Good defense.
Yeah, good call, easy call there by the referee as the Australian bench are excited about that stop. Talbot now gives it up to Tolo. Whitcomb, big first half for her. Drives all the way. She had a reverse layup the last time. That one hit nothing. Magin, who's been shooting the 3-ball great, is off the mark, and Pang comes up with a rebound. Now Li Yuan, no one picks her up, but Kayla George says no, not here, not tonight.
And a really good job by George, keeping her hand high, getting in front, good timing. And adds another block to the party that we're already having. That's 2 for Australia.
Pan. As Talbot leaves her feet, and that leads to an open layup by the captain, Yang Li Wei from China. Whitcomb gives it up to George. And George gets it back. She's going to work in the paint. Tough layup, draws the foul. And the foul is going to go against Pan. First of 2 is off the back of the rim. As you hear the Chinese fans booing in the background, and now the Australia fans cheering. Li gets it back, hands it off to Yang, who's been incredible. Han Chu, quick 3-point shot. No, sorry, it's a long 2.
Feet on the line, I told you, but she has that range though, and she has the ultra green light. She shoots it when she is open.
George now looking for a guard, gets it off to Magin. Talbot now inside to George, but she was held by Pat, and she must have a couple fouls now. That's gonna be her second personal foul. Azania, you're a post player.
Yes.
Tell me how hard it is having to go up against a player like Han Chu, who has the scoring ability inside, but she can spread you to outside the 3-point lane.
Yeah, it's difficult, but then also George has that. She can really spread the floor, you know. Being a post player, I think, is a really hard job.
Tolo misses another easy layup. Well, I would have to say a point guard's a harder job, but I guess that's the differences.
Okay.
Han Chu. And again, remember, really China, mostly in this tournament up until yesterday, we're going with number 14, Li Yueru. And after Han Chu had that great performance against France, you see her playing a lot of minutes here in this game. Pan. George with the nice hands, gets it to Magin, and now Whitcomb.
Great defense there by George.
Just goes all the way, but Han Chu there for the block. and no one coming back for China. So Tolo picks up the garbage and finishes that time.
Yeah, way to get back and follow Whitcomb. Well done, Australia, to really put some pressure in the offense in transition.
Big mismatch. Honshu just turns around. It's an old school hook shot.
Yeah, old school hook shot. Yao Ming will probably like that one. He's in the building. Or Pau Gasol, they both are in the building today.
Talbot, backdoor cut, nice finish. No, no good, it rolls in and out. Young. And I don't know about you, but I feel like Honshu is incredibly tired right now.
Yes.
Honshu. Well, little floater by Lee off the mark, and the ball is gonna go back to Australia.
And yeah, they bring in Hang Shu. Just walked. There wasn't even a sub for her. She just started walking to the bench. She said, "Coach, you better get me. I'm tired." And they put Yeru in. And this was the nice little soft hook shot. And look, she's bent over. Fantastic minutes from her. Played really, really hard. Running the floor, shooting her shots. She's played well.
She has well-deserved break there, as she has done it on the defensive end with 3 blocks as well as 13 points.
In just 9 minutes.
Nice read there by Talbot as she realizes she has a mismatch with Yang guarding her. Allen now back in the game. She gives it up to Whitcomb. Garvin off the mark, and Lee pulls down the rebound, but a good job there by Steph Talbot to tie up the ball, and it is gonna stay Australia ball.
Really good job with Talbot, great timing. She was right there. She turned and got the rebound here. Look at this. She gets the rebound right into Talbot. Well done.
Tolo to Whitcomb. Whitcomb, quick 3-point shot. Nice box out there by Jin against Talbot.
Really good box out. Face guarded her then.
Li Yuan. Little bounce pass to Lee is picked off by Beck Allen. We know Beck Allen went down in that Serbia game and missed a few games for the Opals. She did play last night.
Yeah.
Did she play a little over 2 minutes?
Yeah, limited minutes. She got like sandwiched and got hit in the ribs bad in that Serbia game and was really out of breath, really. Couldn't stand up. So I'm really happy to see her back in the game.
As you see Wang Siyu check back in the game for Li Yuan, who's getting some instructions there by Coach Zhang Wei. Talbot, well, she drew 1 foul like that earlier in the first quarter, but that time, nothing.
Yeah, she says sorry to the bench, but I think she can really get her body more into that shot.
Huang has been quiet. She gets it back, extra pass, leads to an open 3 off the front of the rim. Nice offensive rebound by Jin, and they go inside to Lee. And I think Tolo got a hand on it, and it's going to be called a kick ball. So ball back to Australia, and they have 19 seconds on the game clock.
Well, they're going to have a timeout and draw up something, because this possession is so crucial, especially that they're down 6. Going into halftime, you want to get a good score here and a stop and potentially another score. We'll listen in.
you heard Coach Brondello. She definitely is drawing up something as she wants to try and get a good look and a possible score here leading into halftime, as China are leading Australia 36-30 with 19.2 seconds remaining until halftime. And you heard right at the end there, Coach Brondello said, we're not gonna really do anything until about 8 seconds though. Garvin Whitcomb turns it over, so a chance for China to score. Jin gives it up to Yang. Wang goes all the way to the basket, but does not get the shot off. And that is gonna be halftime, folks. And what a game do we have for you here. Semi-final action, China leading Australia 36-30 after 20 minutes of play.
Well, with Australia down 6, they're definitely in the game, but they've got to shoot a better clip. 6 from 26 from the floor, 23% for the 2, 4 from 11, shooting 36%, and China shooting 12 from 22 from the 2. Rebounding game, pretty even, 22 to Australia, 20 to China, and then the steals even, and the assists 9 for China. Hung is 13. Joined also with Whitcomb, 13, are the leading scorers for both teams. Well, here are the best players of the first half, and there were many like that one. That scooping layup has been incredible. Whitcomb has shot the ball lights out, nothing but net. This is a game that I don't know, at the beginning of the broadcast, I was like, I'm not sure who I could pick here. And this, I still feel the exact same way after 20 minutes of basketball, Shona.
I agree with you. Australia, with that hot start, scored 17 points in the first quarter. Lost a little bit of their shooting touch in the second quarter, as they only scored 13 points compared to China's 23. It's been physical, it's been back and forth. We've seen a few people step up for both teams, but moving into the second half, offensively, what do you think Australia needs to do a little bit differently, as they've only scored 30 points?
I think they need to concentrate and make their little bunnies, as I would call them, around the rim. They've had Tolo miss 2 wide open layups. You need those points, Tolo. You can't afford to mess up on those. Also, maybe boxing out a Hung Shu, especially if China are going to miss. You've got to keep them to one tough shot and then box out their post players. But overall, I think they've done a really lovely job, Australia, and China have just done a better job really executing, moving the ball, making Australia really have to defend.
Well, Azania, in the last 12 games where China have been leading at halftime, they have won that game at the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup. So if history is on their side, that is a good sign for China. Obviously, Australia are gonna wanna regroup, rest a little, because they look tired, and come out strong in the second half. Don't go far, folks, because boy, do we have a game for you. 36 for China, 30 for Australia at halftime. We'll be right back.
Who will you become when the moment arrives and you're carrying the expectations of an entire nation, representing your people and their dreams, the colorful faces in the streets, the screaming fans in the stands? It's time to make your move. All eyes on you, all hope, all heart. Because when you win for all.
Chamwa gets that shot out of here, falls in the hands of Hollingsworth.
Van Loo behind the screen. Linskin's on the roll, misses.
The rim protector, Magbagur, coming from the weak side, well read.
Thomas. Coast to coast for Thomas off the feed from the outlet. And this is USA's game. One for two. Talbot, spin, takes on the right. What a beautiful finish, Steph Talbot.
Lee. Really no movement here by the Chinese players, but she takes it all the way on her own. Is Lee Yuan.
Wow, Lee, nice finish.
The ball around Thomas on the block, poked out Georgievich. Anderson trying to beat everybody there. Weak side feed, beautiful finish, Watsa. Serbia stringing together a couple of great plays. Thomas comes on heavy. Down low, backdoor look, it's blocked, Stewart smothering.
And that's the challenge you've got playing against Team USA, the athleticism and the size.
How about that to end the first quarter, folks? What a game do we have for you? Look at this, at the buzzer, Mina Torre. France, they got to put it up, but they turn it over to Lee, and now China with an opportunity to run. Huang to Yang.
The foot race too fast. Not one French player got back in there, and there was many Chinese on that transition.
Vuzovic, little pump fake, she drives down, and Thomas rips it from her belly. The kick to Jones. Finish complete.
Well, again, you got the bigs running the floor like that. Nice leak out by Jones.
Welcome back to the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup here in Sydney, Australia. It is currently halftime. China leading Australia 36-30. The winner moves on and will be playing for the gold medal tomorrow against the USA, who won earlier today over Canada, 83-43. And talk about Han Shu. What a great game, 13 points already in the first half. She's shown her range, she's shown her post moves. She's doing a little bit of everything. Already has 3 blocks for China, as the team only has 4. So absolutely outstanding first half for number 15 of China. And let's not forget, sorry, Azania, this China team are still so talented, but they are playing without number 9, Li Meng.
And I think that is a big point to talk about. First game, she put up 14 seconds, 17 points, 21, and she's had a 23-point game. And like I said, she scored 16 points versus Bosnia-Herzegovina when she was 7 from 23. Okay, that's not a good stat, but she puts up 23 shots of their offense. So a lot goes through them, if that's what I'm getting from that stat, right? 23 shots is missing from Chinese offense. I don't know where she is. Obviously, we've heard a few bits and bobs around, but we don't want to speculate. But the fact is, she's not even in the building.
She's not. We are not really sure, but Look at that woman right there,
we know
Sammy
who is in the
Whitcomb.
building.
She is definitely in the building. 3 of 6 from three-point range. Great first half for her as she has 13 points and leads all scores for Australia.
No, she's definitely coming out strong. And also looking for her offense, as you see Australia starting to come out. She's looking for her three-point shot, which is obviously a killer. And she's playing tough defense. There's a chance they just got to have this good first quarter. They got to come out strong. They got to get good stops and finish layups is what I said at the end of the second quarter.
Yeah, you did. You mentioned it. Mariana Tolo was playing with her own missed shots there in the second quarter. And I said it, I think they look tired as Mariana Tolo, after she missed 2 or 3 easy little layups, got her own rebound, put back, miss. She grabbed her knees and looked fatigued. I think that's one of the first times I have ever seen her look tired. So, do Australia have what it takes to cut this 6-point deficit? We'll find out in the next 20 minutes. And what a game, as you right now are getting to see all the fans. And boy, do we have a lot of people here in this stadium tonight. I'm not sure if it's more Australian fans or Chinese fans.
Yeah, it's a nice mix, isn't it? When both teams scores, there's a roar. Yeah. We're just going back to your fatigue part, Shona. 7 games. 7 games is a lot. You don't even play. I don't think anyone has ever done that back-to-back. 3 in a row and then a day off and then 3 in a row and then 1 today and 1 tomorrow. It's a lot, and no doubt we're seeing shots, excuse me. There's Steph Talbot is going to be the first half focus player, 6 points. And she has a lot on her plate because she is their defensive stopper, really. And whoever is the hot hand for China, she gets put on.
Yeah, she does. Steph Talbot, you see her there, 6 points, 6 boards, on her way to a double-double if she continues like that. But for me, really, it's more, Steph, you know what? You got to go and guard the best player on China. That's what she has been doing all tournament long. And let's go back to see how these teams made it here. Australia losing to France on opening game day 1 here in Sydney, 57-70, and I was worried for Australia. They bounced back and beat Mali, though, 118-58, and then a tough-fought game over Serbia, 69-54 as they won that one. They beat Canada by 3, 75-72, and then Japan in the last game of group phase, 71-54, ended up finishing first in their group, beat Belgium in the quarterfinals, 86-69, and that is why we see them here today in the semis.
And you're right, and I'll do the Chinese for you. China beat Korea tremendously, 107 Shona to 44. They were spectacular. They beat Bosnia-Herzegovina 98-51. USA, they fell short, but not by a lot, 63-77. Puerto Rico, 95-60. Belgium, 81-55. And then that hard-fought win versus France just yesterday, 85-71. I've lost my breath, but that shows you how many games, how tough it's been. And there's that player there.
Captain.
Yeah, she's been playing incredible. I felt like she's definitely put the Chinese team on her back. She's come out strong, and she needs to do it again.
Yep, you mentioned it. The captain of China, Yang Liwei, playing great here, making up for those lost 16 points by Li Meng, who is not in the building, as the coaches now both go to their benches for some last-minute instructions before second half action is underway.
Let's get into the Zoom. Okay, the horns are going proceeding. Let's post up the 4-man, not the 5-man. Okay, let them roll a little bit. And then proceeding screens, one side and here, when we need something. Okay, first player's chest rip though. It's their ball, so we need to get a good stop. So Semi, Ezzy, Steph, Sarah, Tolo, remember here. Get over
Listening in here to Coach Brondello.
Okay, they should be guarding you. Who was guarding you? The big girl, wasn't it? Yeah, that's fine. Cut hard, we get hurt. Really set it up, Ez. Don't just look at Semi. Cut and then you get out.
Well, that woman is enjoying it. That's for sure, as a lot of these fans in the gym here tonight, it feels like a sold-out arena to me. We do know that we have an attendance of just under 12,000, Azania. That
Really?
is incredible.
Nice. That. Go ahead and scan your QR code when it does come back up. I felt like that last talk there by Sandy, Coach, that was a really good point. They want to post up the 4-man, so that means they want the 5-man to take out the big post play of Lie Ru. That's so intelligent. And then that way, the height isn't affected. There's no block shots. So it'll be interesting to see what they do, but they did say they need to stop here first.
Welcome back. Second half action underway here at the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup. It's semifinal day. Australia trailing China 36-30. Shona Thorburn alongside Azania Stewart calling tonight's game.
Well, they get the stop that they wanted.
Now Tolo gives it up to Whitcomb. Goes back inside to Tolo. She's got a little bit of a mismatch. She goes strong with her left hand, can't finish. Comes down with her rebound. Big first half for Sammy Whitcomb, that player right there, 32. As Tolo looking to go inside, no, turns the ball over, no one to pass to. And how about the wheels on Yang Li Wei?
Full-blown sprint out. Sprinted Tolo. Wow. You blink and she's at the rim. You cannot turn over the ball versus the Chinese. That's not the start that Australia wants. Now they're down 8.
Talbot up to Ezzy. Ezzy drives hard. Nice little finish in the lane by her. So good job there by Magbigor. Huang gets it out to Huang, who's had a really slow night, number 11 for China. They're trying to find Li. She's got to get out of the key, though. She does finally get it. Nice little spin move. Layup is off the mark as it only hits the backboard. And you see the Chinese players not too happy with that call. They think it should have been their ball. And here, how about this take by Magbigor?
Yeah, and she just floats in the air and finishes. Here we see it. Look, hangs in the air. Good finish.
So Australia go more or less to the same action that Ezzy scored on the last time. They are going to be called for a foul as the Chinese fans are not happy. And I mentioned it at halftime, folks. Those of you who were not paying attention, we have 11,000 people, 916 fans in the Superdome here in Sydney, Australia.
So
and
that
that
boo is
is
loud.
a Women's World Cup record.
Okay, I like that.
So a great job there to the fans coming out and supporting some great women's basketball. One of the best World Cups I have seen in recent history.
I would agree with you. And that's what I'm saying. When they boo, it's very loud in here.
Talbot inside to Ezzy. Ooh, she fakes one way, goes the other. And what a game that young woman is having as she now has 8 points.
That's a nice move. I might need to steal that one.
Huang. And we talked about it. Huang has been kind of slow as Zhang Ru puts up the shot. But she is also being guarded by Steph Talbot,
Very
who I
true.
easily could say is one of the best defenders in this tournament. Blitzavs. Her three-point shot is off the mark, but Tolo there crashing the rebound is fouled by Yang Li Wei. So ball is going to stay in Australia's possession.
Well, there goes the boos again. But yet again, I think that's another good call. China just kind of like hooking and holding Australia's hands down and arms down, and the referees are all over it.
Magbigor, great pass by Talbot, and nice inbounds play by Australia as they are now down 2.
And that's all Izzy. She's on 10 points, really finishing great at the rim.
Wang just throws it up for Han Chu, and it's going to be a foul on the ground before the shot by Whitcomb.
And Whitcomb just looked like a little midget out there. She was so tiny. Look at that. There's nothing you can do. And Hung just keeps it high. That's incredible. Hung is 6'9", and she keeps the ball so high. So what's that, 8 foot, 9 foot maybe in the air? Even 10 foot maybe.
Wang uses her body. Nice strong take by her. So good job as China go back up 4 points. 3 minutes played here in this third quarter. Whitcomb.
That's good.
4-3, and she goes down. She's fouled. I don't like the look at this though.
Yeah, and this is why referees really protect this. This is such a dangerous foul. When a shooter is not allowed the space to land, she just tweaks her ankle there. I can't look, I don't like to look at these things. Yeah, it's true. She lands on a toe, and that's gonna be a little bit sore, but she makes her way to the free throw line. 3 shots.
She knows what's on the line. She's not coming out, Azania, as she misses the first of 3.
I don't even know if she tightened up the shoe either. She just went straight to the line. And misses the second, so maybe that ankle is a little bit sorer than we thought.
Well, an 86% free throw shooter going 0 of 2, 0 of 3. How about that? And a hustle for the rebound. They get it. She thought about it. They go inside to Ezzy. Nice cut by Blitzavs, but who's there is Han Chu with the block.
Nice Han Chu. Great block and recover.
Step back, 3-point shot by Yang Li Wei.
Wow, the crowd goes wild in here. Beautiful shot, well needed.
Whitcomb was well defended. They go back inside. Magbigor, easy finish in the lane for her. Wang see you now, gets it to Wang. That's tipped. Nice steal, good defensive possession by Australia.
Yeah, and Australia choose to just slow it down here. These last couple of possessions have been so fast.
Whitcomb, she drives, and another block by Han Chu, and that might be her 5th block of this game.
Listen.
It not might be, it is.
That's 6'9", she keeps it high, she moves her feet. She says, give me that.
Talbot trying to find Whitcomb. She's got to throw it, and they were not aware of the shot clock, as that is going to be a shot clock violation.
And really, Steph Talbot put Tolo in a difficult position there. You don't want to give that to your post player with time running out. Really, she should have took that shot, and she did say, my bad, Tolo.
Jin. As Wang gives it back to her. Wang mentioned it, she's been quiet here today. Beck Allen, and every time she's on the court, she looks like she's grimacing.
Yep.
Nice pass from Sammy Whitcomb to Steph Talbot, and now Coach Zhang Wei wants to talk to her team, as we've seen Australia go on a little bit of a run the last 2 possessions, and it's a 3-point lead for China, 43-40.
And that was a beautiful no-look pass by Whitcomb, and a great catch by Talbot, and a finish. They've put China under pressure now. They're down 3. China's timeout. Let's listen in.
She's right there, don't she? You just stretch her out. She's guarding you. We got mismatches. Okay, so don't force it if it's not there, if she switches on to you. Okay? Hey. And then yeah, they have a mismatch here. Hey, run it. If you run a loop, Talbot comes up. Ghost it. Talbot goes down. Ghost. Loop ghost. Hey, Talbot's here. As it get here, Taylor Phil behind. On that dribble penetration with Harney, what is she going to do? She's going with you. Behind. Throw behind. Hey, throw behind.
Some really nice coaching there as we see two greats.
Two greats who played against each other as well. Pau Gasol from Spain and Andrew Gaze from Australia, who was actually the flag bearer at the Sydney Olympics back in 2000, and he knows this gym very well.
Yeah, he does.
Also one of our co-commentators.
Yeah, he's our friend
for this tournament. So now China out of the timeout. Huang has been off the mark, but Honshu there. Nice block by Beck Allen. Talbot, oh, just too hard of a pass for Magbegor to catch.
Yeah, and maybe Talbot takes that driving lane herself here. Nice block by Beck Allen. They call her Spider. She's got those long arms.
Huang gives it up to Huang. And Kayla George is going to be called for a holding foul on Huang Zhujing.
Let's have a look at this. A little bit.
You know what? It evens out in the end, trust me. I'm pretty sure Kayla George has done the same kind of a thing during her career. They go inside. Here, what about this? It's a triple trap as Steph Talbot comes up with the steal. Australia have numbers. They find the shooter, Sammy Whitcomb, three-point shot off the front of the rim, and it's going to be China ball.
Well, that's a look that Sammy Whitcomb has seen as in their quick transition hits. They're only down 3. We're in the third quarter here. Maybe go for something else because China have really taken their time on the offensive end.
Yang Li Wei all the way is no good, and Magbegor comes up with the rebound. Huang is going to be called for a foul. And you just saw Lauren Jackson nervous on the bench, which is so funny when you look at a woman like that who's nervous, because in 2006, when Australia won the World Cup, she was on that team.
Yes, she was.
And there's another steal by Talbot, 2-on-1. This time she doesn't pass, takes it all the way, isn't able to draw the foul or finish. Allen, shot is off the mark.
And luckily Talbot got that steal back because she threw an alley-oop play it over Hung Shu and she stole it.
Pan. And who is there for the offensive rebound and putback, Azania?
George can't jump with Hung. You've got to box out. She is 6'9".
Steph Talbot's shot off the mark. And Australia now settling for some outside shots that aren't falling.
Yeah, maybe get some subs in here.
And a foul is going to be called against Sammy Whitcomb. Well, Tess Madgen has been shooting the ball exceptionally well for Australia.
And there we see Hung's just rebound and pop it back in. She's on 15 points now.
15 points and 5 blocks. She's tied for the record of blocks in a game at the World Cup.
I'm going to give her 2 more in this game.
I think she might be able to get the record. I agree with you. Jin. Nowhere to go. Good defense. They get it to Honshu. And a reach-in foul by Steph Talbot. I understand why she fouled, but there was only 3.5 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, she was overmatched height-wise.
Nice defense on the out of bounds, gives the Opals the ball back.
And great defense by Australia there. They nearly had a 5-second count, so China had to get the ball in and they turned it over. And Australia get the stop that they needed.
Well, I mentioned it, Tess Madgen shooting around 60% from three-point range for this Australian team at this Women's World Cup. As Talbot, sorry. Little fadeaway shot off the mark. Tolo there for the offensive rebound. And there's a fight, and it's going to be called a jump ball, but it will stay Opal's ball.
Wow, tough by Wang there. She's just a little pest. Look at this. Tolo gets the rebound. She comes round. Could have been a foul, really. Comes back round again. And really a lot of foul than ball, in my opinion. Shona.
There was a lot of grabbing of the wrist, but doesn't matter. It is Opal's ball. Madgen to George. George, that little fadeaway shot, we saw her put that up yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And it's falling again today as she now has 5 points for Australia.
Listen, that's in George's repertoire.
And I think that was a pass.
Yeah.
Talbot almost could have just let it go out of bounds. And they might have got the ball back. Either way, China has the ball, 11 seconds on the shot clock. Yang to Wu. Tong Tong drives baseline. Off the mark, Allen with the rebound. She drives. That shot is well off, as we talked about it. Yeah. She looks like she's in pain.
Well, if she's in pain, just drive and kick. They're worried about you anyway.
Honshu.
They've got the mismatch that they want down low.
How do you stop that?
You can't.
She catches the ball, keeps it high. Little half turnaround hook shot.
Listen, and China's doing such a good job. They know Australia is switching on the screens. They go right inside to their post player, and she's nothing but buckets.
Tolo needs to look at the basket as she was open. George, she hit the last one, misses that one. Tolo there for the offensive rebound and putback. Jin getting some minutes here today. Wu Tong Tong got Talbot off of her feet. Shots off the mark. Look at this hustle as Madgen comes up with it. There's 15 seconds left to the end of the third. Australia ball.
They need a pass.
Madgen finds George. She's gonna have to put it up. She does. But that's an air ball to end the third quarter for Australia as they are trailing China after 30 minutes of action, 47-44 here in the second of 2 semifinals. There's 10 minutes left, Azania.
Well, we said it was going to be exciting, and every quarter has been still. The percentage around the 2-point and the 3-point pretty low. So right now, both teams are having to dig down. They've got to box Hung Shu out, in my opinion, much better as we get to see the best players of the third, and boy, was she fast out of the guns, 7 Yang. But some tired bodies now, Shona. You can really see the fatigue kind of setting in. A lot of players, hands on their knees. They've really got to dig in, both teams, this last 10 minutes. Just a lot's on the line. The gold is on the line. This next, whoever wins is guaranteed a medal. It doesn't matter what color, it's either gold or silver. And if you lose, you're fighting for bronze or fourth, and that could be no medal.
So, Azania, you talked a little bit about fatigue. We know this is the 7th game in 9 days. In your opinion, which team looks more fatigued going into this last 10 minutes?
I think I can't really say which one is. I think both are having their moments, especially just the finishing around the basket. But obviously, China are fast and they train fast. So for me, I can't really say, but I just think this last 10 minutes, keep the subs flowing, keep the energy high for both teams. I can't say do it for Australia, do it for China. They both have great benches. They can go deep, they can go 6, 7, 8 players. So yeah, that was what I would do if I was a coach. You know, I'm a coach, a referee, commentator, player. I have many hats.
I agree with you, Azania. I do, if I'm looking at the benches right now, I think China has a little bit more of an advantage as far as bench play that we have seen in this tournament.
Okay, yeah, yes.
But who are they missing?
Yeah,
Li Meng.
Li Meng. Li is such a big miss. Anyway.
Pan gets it as we have 4th quarter action underway. There's 10 minutes left until we find out who will be playing in the gold medal game tomorrow at this year's FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup. Pan just takes Kayla George off the dribble, but that foul is going to be called on the floor.
And that was smart. Pan really just putting the jets on and beating the slower player of George. And Tong Tong now also in the game.
Wu Tong Tong, nowhere to go. Kicks it up to Pan. Yang Li Wei, penetration kick, and that's a great defensive possession by Australia to start this 4th quarter. That's a statement defense.
That's a fantastic stop by the Opals. Wow, they needed that. They didn't even get a shot off. Great stop by Australia.
Whitcomb gives it up to Tolo. Not great offense, but they find an open Tolo as she misses another easy layup. And now Wu Tong Tong, corner 3-point shot off the back of the arm. Han Chu almost comes up with the offer at the rebound. And how about this hustle? They know what's on the line, that's for sure, with the way these two teams have been playing.
And there's Yao Ming. He will definitely love that play by both teams, really sacrificing their bodies. Shona, they're diving, they're hustling, they're rebounding here. George gets the ball out of Hung's hands, and then Tolo diving with Wu Tong Tong.
So ball back to Australia. George is fouled by Pan, and that might be Pan's 4th foul. No, just her 3rd. The winner of this game will play the USA in the final tomorrow, and the loser will play Canada for that bronze medal game. George to Whitcomb. She finds Magin. They get it back to Whitcomb. She lets it fly. It's off the mark, but Mariana Tolo there. Let's call it a pass. Nice alley-oop pass from Whitcomb to Tolo, and Tolo finally makes a layup.
And great understanding from Tolo to see the clock is running down. It hasn't hit the rim, and she alley-oops it in. Good acknowledgement by Tolo.
Jin. Majin falls, and Wu Tong Tong comes up with the offensive rebound, as I believe it's Whitcomb who fouled her?
Yeah. And here, look at this alley-oop. She understands it hasn't hit the rim.
Talk about hops by Mariana Tolo. China now. Oh, easy missed layup there by Wong. And these are the moments where you can't miss easy baskets. Sammy Whitcomb for 3 off the front of the rim. Tired legs, am I sure? Am I right?
Yeah, front missed layups in the front of the rim.
Jin gets it to Wu Tong Tong. Han Chu.
Good ball movement by China here.
Jin goes all the way down the middle of the defense and scores.
Really nice offense by China. Everyone touched the ball movement, and then a wide open runway for Jin down the middle.
And they made Australia play about, what, 20 seconds of defense there.
Yeah.
George has a mismatch. Turnaround jump shot, in and out. Mariana Tolo with another offensive board. She kicks it out. They find Whitcomb. Whitcomb's three-point shot off the mark, and Han Chu pulls it down for China.
Great box out by China.
Wong. Oh, little fake. Nice penetration. And look at her. She is excited, folks, as China are up by 5, 51-46. And Sandy Brondello calls a timeout.
Wow, Shona Wang there with that layup, flexes, pushes her shirt to the crowd and says, yes, China, we're nearly there, keep pushing us. We'll listen in to this timeout. It's loud in here, Shona. It's really loud, and I love it. The atmosphere is incredible as we get to see that finish, and hopefully we get to see she throws a fist in the air. And there it is. Come on, that is a lot of emotion. We don't really see from the Chinese. We might see a fist pump, we might see a high five or a smile, but to really say, come on, get behind us, that's a big bucket. China up 51-46.
You saw it there, Wong Si-yu, that's 12 points for her on that made layup. And she is wanting to win, and you could see it with the emotion after that made basket. Let's see what Australia drew up out of that timeout.
They have a lot of time. 6
picks
minutes.
up her dribble, almost turns it over. She gets it back. George, well off the mark, but it's going to be a foul as Mariana Tolo was going for an offensive rebound. And the foul, I guess, is going against Jin.
Well, that's a good job by Tolo. Look, no, that's a foul.
Oh, no, it's by Pan, sorry.
You can't come over and slap her hands and think that that's not a foul. She has to be able to bring her hands up to rebound. Great minutes by Tolo.
Yeah, great minutes. She's had a hard time scoring, but boy, is she doing everything else for them as she checks out, and Ezi Magbagor back in the game for Australia. George, three-point shot, and it's good!
Oh, she's so solid. Exactly what Australia needed.
When was the last time Australia hit a three?
A long time ago, but she's put it back on.
Han Chu now. She has a height advantage over everyone, but especially George. And a foul is gonna go against Magbegor, trying to guard the smaller Wong, CU. And there, look at that three-point shot. She took her time, she set her feet, and all she saw was the ball going through the net.
Yeah, and she shoots the three very well.
Wu Tong Tong. Nowhere to go, and it's gonna be a 24-second violation by China. So ball back to Australia as they have an opportunity to tie or take the lead.
And Wu Tong Tong really gets herself in trouble there. Drives, and she's asking her teammates to cut, please. She drives behind the basket. Izzy caught her up, and they turn over the ball. Good, solid defensive stop by Australia.
Whitcomb gives it up to George. She hit that last big three for Australia. They look inside to Ezzy. Ezzy gives it up to Talbot. Talbot, three-point shot. Well off the mark. And that's gonna be a foul going against Wallace. As Coach Zhang Wei there from China getting an opportunity to talk to her players. Not sure that the referees... Okay, I thought they were thinking about going and looking at the, and I was like, it wasn't intentional.
No,
it was
these
accidentally ran into each other, yeah.
Yeah, these three referees are well experienced. And that was a good quick call by them. Come together, little timeout, and they got the right call.
Wong gets it off to Young, but Whitcomb comes up with the steal, and an easy two-point basket is good for her, and the game is tied, Azania. Australia now playing the kind of basketball we expect on home court as they tie the game for the first time in a very long time.
Well, let me just take a deep breath. Wow, Sammy Whitcomb comes with the steal out to the races. And who would have thought it? She's faster than the Chinese. Great steal by her. Ah, incredible. I need to take a breath here on this timeout because this is a game. It's all tied up. And let's listen in to the timeout.
Well, Lasagna, that is the first time the game has been tied since the first quarter, no, maybe a little bit through the second quarter for Australia, as China has been leading most of the game. China has been leading for 22 and a half minutes. The biggest lead of 8, and now the game is tied again. So it's basically 0-0 from here on out. 5 minutes and 17 seconds left until we find out who will be playing in the gold medal game. George! Not able to come up with the steal, but good job there as she tips it out of bounds. 15 seconds on the shot clock.
And Australia really turning up the heat on the defensive end, making it a real struggle for Australia to even get passes in and managing to get hands or turnovers.
Wong, who has been great, gives it up to Huang, who has had a slow night, and that's going to be another defensive stop.
And the excitement on Kayla George's face then here stays solid. She knows she can shoot, so she shows her hand and she moves her feet. big turnover yet again. China struggling on the offensive side.
Well, Australia, for the first time in a long time, might be able to take the lead. Whitcomb, back to George. George gets it inside to Talbot. Talbot takes her time, and that is the lead for Australia as they have now gone up 2 with 4 minutes and 35 seconds left to play.
And a really nice offense. They were patient there. George waited for Talbot to come across.
Han Shu gives it up to the captain. Jin goes inside, there's the double team. Talk about keeping the ball high and finishing high.
Wow, she had 2 players squeezing her and she still manages to get the ball in.
Wallace, backdoor cut. And I'm not sure, I was gonna say, is that a foul or a block? It's gonna be called a foul, so Wallace now with an opportunity to go to the free throw line for Australia.
And also, that was very smart of Wallace. She knew she had the big Han Shu on her back here. This was the play with Talbot, solid cross basket, and she was strong and finished. And China, excuse me, Australia will now take the lead back.
As Wallace, a great free throw shooter, goes 2 of 2 from the line. Li Yuan finds Yang Liwei. Whitcomb is going to be called for a hand-checking foul. And you got to be careful. Australia have already committed 5 team fouls, so there's just under 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And China, if they stay aggressive, they might be able to stop the clock and go to the free throw line from here on out.
And they take out Whitcomb because that is also her 4th foul. So that is a big loss also, as we're just under 4 minutes. I wonder how long you leave her on the bench, because she's offense, she's a point guard. You know, she causes a lot of problems. So I don't know, I won't see her long on the bench, maybe a minute.
I would agree with you. Minute. I guess you see how your team plays without her. But yeah, we'll definitely see her on the court as the minutes tick away, or the seconds, I should say, in this game. So, Yang Liwei knocks down her 2 shots, and the game is tied again, folks. Wallace now hounded by Li Yuan. She gets it back. Not great offense here by Australia, as shot clock's already down to 6. Wallace tries to pass to Ezzy, but she turns it over. And now, talk about a quick basketball player. Young not able to score though. Blitzas into George. George has a mismatch. They're spreading the court. She gets it to Magbegor. And it's going to be a foul called, and the referee on the baseline is telling Li Yuan, number 4 from China, I think he just gave her a
get up
flopping, what's it called, a flopping warning.
Yeah, and that is, the head goes back, everything. That is prime time flopping, and these referees aren't going to sucker into that.
No, you mentioned it. 3 of the most experienced referees are calling this game, and they're calling it for a reason, because they are some of the best in the world as well. Talbot drives on Han Shu, protects the ball as she finishes, and now has 12 points for Australia, and Australia back up 2.
Great drive by Talbot, uses her speed.
What about that? When someone needs to step up all game long, it has been the captain, Yang Liwei of China.
Wow, Shona. Well, this is
We still have 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
This is a heavyweight fight, pound for pound, punch for punch.
Wallace to Magbegor. And good defensive possession by Li Yuan as she ties up Magbegor, and ball is gonna go back to China. And that's another important thing to think about, right? The rest of this game, whose ball is it on a tie-up at a jump ball situation?
Yeah, and that was a really good job by Li. She just put her little hands in there, got on the ball and calls a jump ball, and the possession arrow is good for China.
Well, ball is inbounded, and I'm not sure Wang knows about it. That was almost a 5-second call for China. I can't hear anything in this gym, so I don't imagine that they do either.
No, they sure can't. It's so loud. Whitcomb back in the game now. She's got to be careful. She can't pick up that 5th foul.
Good defense by Ezzy as she tips the ball away. Now Blitzabs. George gives it up to Whitcomb. Back to Magbegor. Magbegor drives, nowhere to go. They find George. That is a tough, tough layup, but they are gonna call Honshu on a foul.
Yes, look at this. As she tries to flip it up, she does have it underhand, but she does shoot like this. I've seen her in the game. It's like a little tricky shot. Look at this. She puts it on the rim. Hacks her hand. You don't believe so? I'm gonna say yes for the foul, and she makes the free throw and puts up Australia up 1. The crowd love it.
Well, Australia up 2 with just under 2 minutes to play. That gold medal game is on the line, and you can tell by the way these two teams are playing late in this game.
They've got the mismatch that they needed.
Another nice tip by Ezzy gives Australia the ball back and an opportunity to go up 2 possessions if they can score here. Whitcomb. George. Nowhere to go. Magbegor drives against Honshu, misses. So big defensive possession by China gives them an opportunity to tie it. Jin doesn't shoot often. How about the hustle by Steph Talbot, though? Well, they got to get it over half, and they do. Oh, but a steal by Wang Siyu to Yang. She pulls it out. Finds Huang, who takes her time, and the game is tied again with 46.6 seconds left here in the semifinals of the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup.
Just when Australia thought they were up 2, just like that, a flash, a steal. And it's a back-to-tie game. I'm sorry, Shona, I know you're stressed out. I left you hanging on that one. So much action happened on that. It is a tied game. Yet again, we'll listen into the timeout and see what Sandy has to say. Well, there was that little steal that I think Talbot was just a little bit loose and relaxed, and, you know, they came in and snapped that ball away. And she feels the pain. So exciting. We're tied game with 46.6 seconds left.
Whew, Zania, I don't know if I can take it anymore, but we'll see. 40 seconds left. Whitcomb well defended by Yang, as both teams don't want to foul because they will put the other team on the free throw line. George to Ezzy. They get it back to Whitcomb. Someone's open. finds George. She's got to let it fly. She does, and that one is well off. So now China have the ball with 22.3 seconds, and I believe they are going to call a timeout because they have one possession left in this game, Azania.
Okay, I'll let you take a breath and let me talk for a second. Shona, we're on the edge of our seats, and I hope you are too. Incredible. China, big defensive stop there. Australia don't even get a shot up. Let's listen in to the timeout.
Well, there's 22.3 seconds left in this semifinal game, and it is tied 59-59. Who will be playing in the final? Lauren Jackson, she has been to a finals before. Australia winning this competition back in 2016, silver medalist in 2018. China, it was 1994, they last won a semifinal, and that was over Australia. As they get the ball inbounded, it's Yang Li Wei. 15 on the clock. They're gonna take their time. They don't want to shoot too early. She drives. Talbot, they switch. Young to Wong, and it's gonna be a foul called against Sammy Whitcomb. So that is gonna put Wong Si-Wei on the line, and Whitcomb is gonna have to go to the bench.
Let's have a look here. Yep, comes over across the body. It's the right call. I'm so sorry, Sammy. As disappointing as you can, that is the right call. She's driving. You only had 3 seconds. And now, these free throws are so crucial.
Wong Si-Yu hits the first, and that puts China up 1 with 3.4 seconds left. Sandy Brondello does have a timeout. You see the Chinese fans praying. And that's 2, so Coach Brondello is gonna use her last timeout. Australia are trailing China 61-59, and there is 3.4 seconds in the game.
That roar right there where they score that second free throw is rocking in here. Let's listen in.
Well, 3.4 seconds, that's a lot of time. You can take a few dribbles, you can pass. Yeah. You see the nervous look on the Australian fans.
They're so nervous. And you're so right. And good camera work there. He blocked out the play, obviously, for scouting purposes, but we got to hear what they wanted to do. And the Chinese fans are on their feet. This is a big possession for both teams here. Defense for China, last shot for Australia.
They go inside to Ezzy. She drives, she puts it up, and she misses. And that is it, folks. China are celebrating because they are going to the finals of this year's FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup. And there you see the Chinese GOAT, Yao Ming, actually smiling as well. And I even think I saw a smile out of Zhang Wei, the coach of China's face. Oh, what heartache and what happiness.